Good morning to you. It's 6 a.m. It is Thursday, June 17th today. I'm Madeline Carter. Breaking overnight, a mom and her kids are okay after dodging gunshots during a drive-by shooting in Yakima. It is so cold and snowy out here that I just had to take a step outside to show you what it's looking like. Right now, 2 major fires are burning in eastern Oregon. Kids could encounter dealers on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, to name a few. To protect them, Sergeant Whitby says now is the time to have the conversation. In this week's Madeline Motivates, you hear a lot about eating healthy and working out, but how often do you think about staying hydrated? What day is it?
Fry.
Yay!
Madeline, remember, dress for the 80s this weekend.
Oh, Monty, I'm way ahead of you. This is a day to celebrate all of our cold-blooded friends out there. I can barely talk, so I'm a little scared. Imagine going to get vaccinated, but instead of a healthcare worker injecting you with a needle, you're able to place a patch on your own skin. Well, now that you have to register to get vaccinated in Washington state, we've heard from many of you who are having trouble scheduling an appointment. So in hopes of making this as clear and easy to understand as possible, I came up with 3 steps you need to take to get the COVID-19 vaccine in Washington state. Come here and take a look at your screen. This is what it looks like inside the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Now just look at that. You can see all of those papers scattered everywhere on the floor, broken furniture, and broken glass. A boy in Yakima is celebrating what might be his last birthday with a drive-by party on Saturday, and his mom wants people to participate. JJ's body, I know this is a little graphic, but I just want to let you know what happened. JJ's body was found wrapped in plastic in a shallow grave. Tylee had been dismembered and burned before her body was buried in Daybell's pet cemetery. Murder hornets, they never went away. Yes, they're still here, my friends, but scientists between the U.S. and Canada, they are in discussions now about the future of these Asian giant hornets. Well, it's still early, it's the morning, so we decided to make some of our own popsicles that just might make you crave bacon.
Say what?
And I encourage you at home to think about this. Who motivates you? Keep that person at the top of your mind because it just might get you through the toughest days. When you get to this page, just scroll past that. You don't even need to use it. I got a bean. Oh my gosh.
All right,
I'm
you
so
have
excited.
the chutney.
Jolene! Well, my friends, today, I've told you it's a big day. We've reached the end of the road to reopening. Today is the day that Washington and Oregon reopen fully. Police are investigating a possible bomb threat out here in Pasco, and I want to show you what's going on. I'm out on the scene. We don't know who it was, but a person called the business, left a voicemail, and said that a bomb would be going off at the Pasco Trust Company. Again, that has not been confirmed, but what they did was the manager called police immediately. They evacuated the building 5 minutes later. They have one of their bomb dogs out here investigating. They're going through the building, trying to determine if this threat is indeed credible. Yeah, we are following breaking news this morning. We just learned that Sha'Carri Richardson, the U.S. sprinter who qualified for the Tokyo Games last month, has been suspended from the Olympic team after testing positive for marijuana. We do start with breaking news this morning. Crews are on the scene of an explosion right now at a school in Spokane. Breaking overnight, Kennewick police are looking for a wanted man after a slow chase through the Tri-Cities. It was a scary situation in Los Angeles when an explosion woke up a neighborhood and left people with serious injuries. If you're feeling unsure about getting in a line like this to get a COVID-19 vaccine, the Benton Franklin Health District recommends you talk to your doctor and get your information from trusted sources like the CDC or the World Health Organization. Doing that may help you decide whether or not to get in line and to get vaccinated. Just a few seconds, then gone forever. Just like that, deadly drugs could mean the last moments for your kids. When it comes to social media, dealers are out there, and they could even be right here in our community. This project has been in the works for at least 2 decades. Big changes are coming to the city of Pasco with the goal of enhancing safety, connectivity, and economic development. Jimmy Shane is the driver of this hydroplane, and Jimmy Shane at this point is actually the most successful active driver in the series. Yeah, Taylor, this pandemic has affected us in so many ways, especially parents who are trying to make ends meet for their families. People may be hesitant to come out and do this because of rumors and myths going around on social media. This is exhilarating. Take a look at this. Beautiful weather. Now Now come with me. I want to show you how much snow we got because I'm curious to see how it's piled up since we had 3 snowstorms over the past few days. So first take a look at this. This is our producer's car. She got in around midnight, and that's how much snow has fallen since midnight, not since yesterday, in just a few hours here. But now let's find out just how much snow we've got. I got a handy dandy measuring stick here to show what we have. I'm going to pick an area that looks to be about average. Let's see here. It looks like, at least here in Kennewick, we're at just about 7 inches. Yeah, it was just about right there. You can see where the ice hit the meter stick. As much of our community faces COVID fatigue, Julie Webb is facing real fatigue 4 months after her battle with COVID-19.
I would go back to my contagious days anytime.
Julie woke up one day in July and just knew.
I slept for 20 hours.
She had COVID.
Everything hurt. I could not function.
The virus swept through her family of 3, entering through her firefighter husband on the front lines, spreading to her 6-year-old son, ultimately infecting Julie.
I never got the cough, the flu-like. I just felt horrible.
But she didn't realize what was to come.
It isn't just 14 days.
More than 4 months after getting infected,
I am just wiped out.
She hasn't even scratched the surface of recovery.
It feels like my brain is swelling out of my head.
Julie is a long hauler, a term used by a growing number of doctors to describe a person experiencing lingering effects of the virus.
My hands will just stop working.
The infection period fades, leaving patients with a long list of symptoms.
They did do some scans and they said, well, it looks like all your organs are inflamed. I can't explain that. And I said, yeah, that's COVID. Like, doesn't that show you, why would some 38-year-old have all her organs swollen?
Inflammation, shortness of breath, then it all goes blank.
The brain fog moments that I've had, they just hit you so quickly. So we were talking about...
And she isn't the only one.
There's people from New Zealand, and I mean, we're all over the world.
Julie is a member of the Facebook group COVID-19 Long Haulers, a place where she and nearly 10,000 other people share their ongoing struggles.
You can type in a symptom, and there's 20 other people, and you're sitting there going, no way, like, this can't be, something, and there it is.
It's been a source of comfort for her, despite all the symptoms.
This is 4 months later, and my body is still reacting, and it's just so hard. I'm glad that more people are learning about long haulers. We can help slow the spread by wearing our masks and social distancing and educating our children. Like, I'm sorry you can't go do this or do that, you can't go to school, but you're helping save lives.
While Julie didn't die from the virus, she says it's taken her life in different ways.
I used to walk 6 miles. The fact that I can't walk 10 steps some days should be alarming to them.
She's exhausted. All she can do is take it day by day.
Today is a good day. I'm able to talk to you, have a great conversation, and I love it. You take that in.
Madeline Carter, NBC Right Now. Welcome back. In depth this morning, Jamie Kern Lima revolutionized the beauty industry when she created IT Cosmetics. I had the chance to interview her about her new book and her incredible life journey that started right here on Wake Up Northwest.
Had I listened to all of my own self-doubt or all of the people that didn't believe in me along the way, especially in building IT Cosmetics, it never would have become what's now the #1 luxury makeup company in the country.
Jamie Kern Lima knows what it's like to go from underestimated to unstoppable. Now, she's sharing how she got to where she is today. How does it feel to finally share your story in your very first book?
I think it's been a really rough 14 months on a lot of people, and it's time to dream again and to feel alive again and to feel the day again. And that, my hope and prayer for this book is that's what it does for every person who gets their hands on it.
I gotta say, I had a lot of aha moments while I was reading this. I mean, you can see I took a ton of notes. And some of my greatest takeaways were the beliefs that you share in each chapter. So I was curious to know, out of all of them, there's a lot of them, which belief has had the most profound impact on your life?
So many of us never learn to hear our own intuition. right? But I believe every one of us has a knowing or an intuition. I believe our intuition is more powerful than anyone else's advice.
Jamie tuned in to her intuition early on. After graduating from Washington State University, she followed her gut to become a journalist, landing a job as the morning news anchor here at KNDU.
Good morning at 6 o'clock. Thanks for waking up in Northwest Today. I'm Jamie Kern. Next in Northwest Today, we'll take a look at your top stories. Now, Oasis School in Richland's also participating in Project Backpack.
What was your absolute favorite memory from working here?
Working there is literally like, I loved it. Loved it. It's just such a beautiful community, like the whole Tri-Cities area. You go out and Yakima as well. And you go out and everyone just connects, like everyone knows who you are. Everyone says hi, you say hello back to them. I feel like everyone cares about each other there. And that's probably my most favorite memory.
You know, it was just obvious that she was a star, you know. I mean, it was just clear as day. You know, people just loved her universally on camera.
My first ever airing was such a mess. I was so nervous. I was like such a mess. It's so embarrassing. I got very lucky to have that job, but I poured my heart and soul into it.
But little did she know, her original calling would lead to her life's work.
And in Kennewick, it's not...
During her time at the anchor desk, Jamie developed a skin condition called rosacea. She tried nearly every makeup on the market, but nothing could stop the redness from coming through. So she decided to create her own.
When people say, like, how did you start with close to nothing in your living room and build $1 billion company? And it's like, yeah, I worked really, really hard and I kept getting up every time I got knocked down. But the single biggest thing I did right was I made the decision to believe I could.
Through IT Cosmetics, she climbed her way to the top of the beauty industry, eventually selling her company to L'Oreal for $1.2 billion.
You start out as a news anchor. That's the one thing they don't teach you in college is how to put on makeup. So I had Jamie Kern was the one who taught me how to do all this business. And now here she is. I mean, who could have been better?
From the morning anchor at KNDU to the first female CEO in L'Oreal's 100-year history, each part of the journey has shaped her into the woman she is today.
Well, you know, I said she's unstoppable, so why not conquer the world of publishing? You know, TV, cosmetics, empire building. Next thing is, I think, major motion picture, I imagine. So
I'm honored for that to have been part of my life and for all the viewers there for us to have that experience together, the one that you get to have every single day.
Jamie's book, Believe It, is out now, and she's donating all book sales to Feeding America and Together Rising. We have where you can find it on NBCRightNow.com, and while you're there, I just posted Jamie's entire interview, a lot more great parts of our conversation. So if you're needing some inspiration today, just go there and search Jamie Kern Lima.